Welcome to the Better Than Yesterday Everyday Podcast, where we cover anything related to behavior change that will increase your long-term wellness and happiness. And now, here are your hosts, personal trainer and RNs, Matt and Jenna Lane.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Better Than Yesterday Everyday Podcast. My name is Matt.
And my name's Jenna.
And we run this here podcast, the Better Than Yesterday Everyday Podcast. If you're looking for a source of weekly info to implement behavior change for your long-term wellness and happiness, you found it. You're here. Good job. And today we're fired up because we have a good friend that has gone rogue and started her own business and is taking Pensacola by storm. And
right.
We're super happy to have Fran on. Thank you for being here.
No problem. I'm here.
Also, if you are listening to this podcast, you can also watch it on YouTube. There's a link in this description. There's a video version of this bad boy. At the top of every show, we hit you with our
Gratitude point. Hey.
It's something we come up with pretty much off the top of our head. It can be big, it can be small, something to shift your perspective in what you're grateful for. And Jenna, you're up. You go first.
All right. It's about time you let me go first. So, we went out of town for a few days last week and really got some relaxation and some Matt and Jenna time. And we were actually so far out of town that we had no cell phone reception. So we had no choice other than to spend time with each other. And
Darn it.
Right. And it wasn't some crazy, expensive, lavish vacation. I mean, we were literally out in the middle of the woods. But it was perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just really grateful for those opportunities. I think when we first got together, I think it would have been, expensive and crazy and going out to eat and doing all of this. And I think we literally went out to eat once, and it was for pancakes.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was just hanging out with each other, and it was a really good vacation.
It was fantastic. It was. I enjoyed it. Well, mine is a little off the wall, but I actually thought of it the other day and wanted to make sure I said it on the podcast. But I'm grateful for those human moments, and I've talked about this in the past. I believe that there are these things called real human moments that we have. And for instance, have you ever been walking down a hallway or you're walking towards someone and both of you step to the left and then immediately, both of you step to the right. Oh no, step to the left.
That we dance.
That dance that you do. Whenever that person looks at you and chuckles about it or laughs or smiles about it, that little moment, I love that. That's so funny to me. And I did that to a lady the other day, and I just thought about that, and I was like, nobody knows that happened. We didn't exchange words, but it was just a little moment in time. It's like, that's funny. It's just a real human moment. So I'm happy to notice those things. Fran, if you have something that you're grateful for, hit us with it, and bring the mic closer to you.
Oh, okay, sorry. It feels like it's like in my mouth.
Grab it.
Okay, yes. I am grateful for all of the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my past, the path that I went through to get to where I am today. It's taken a lot of courage, a lot of strength. And so I just thank God for giving me those two things in order to be here sitting in this chair.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Not just with my business, but being here alive today. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the Canada trip for my birthday.
Yeah, you're heading out to Canada tomorrow, right?
You guys talking about the lavish woods and all that stuff. And I'm going to go play in the snow for my birthday.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
Jealousy over here. I'm not a normal Florida boy. I love the snow.
Me too.
Yeah, we missed the snow by 5 days?
I don't want to talk about it. It's snowing right where we were right now.
Yeah, there's several inches on the ground.
So diving into this podcast, Fran is someone that we've known for
a long time.
I mean,
6-7 years.
Yeah,
probably 6 years, 6, 7.
I think
something like that. Because I was at Sacred for about 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All three of us worked at a local hospital here, and Fran, not too long ago, started her own business. and CleanFoodzKitchen. I remember when you were originating this idea, and you had a few questions for me, but I saw so much electricity in you. Like that's the best way I could describe it. But like you were literally jittering out of your own skin with excitement. And now it's progressed to what it is now, and it's still growing. It's still in its infancy, and you're doing extremely well. And that's why we wanted to have you on, talking about why did you do this and why is it nutrition? And so I guess give them a little piece of why did you start with what you do?
I think, and if we can take it back even farther than that, maybe start with talking about your journey all the way back to, your incredible weight loss story. I think that's a good addition, even though I know we're talking about your business now.
That's pretty much why I started it. So about she's almost 10. So 10 years ago, I had a baby girl. She's not a baby anymore. But before I had her, I had already gained some weight due to the type of birth control that I was taking. Came off of that, got pregnant with her, and I am not a small pregnant girl. I am huge. I look like a balloon when I get pregnant. It doesn't matter how I eat, what I do. It's just I carry the weight. So after I had her, I was at 315 pounds. So I don't quite remember why I decided to lose the weight. I honestly don't, but I did. I started walking, and at Sanders Beach, I started going to walk, and they'd have Zumba classes, and I was too shy to go in there and dance. So Sanders Beach, if you guys know that the hall, and then on the bottom's like a little area where people can sit and hang out. So I used to walk down there, and I know when the Zumba classes were, and I'd do the Zumba class. I would just dance to the music under the little podium part.
Really?
Wow. Yes. And sorry if the Zumba person is like, now. It's
oh, okay. Stealing from Zumba.
Yeah, you come and getting that stuff for free. It's like that movie Bridesmaids, have you guys seen Bridesmaids?
Mm-hmm.
Where they both do the yoga for free in the park.
Yes. Yeah, and they get in trouble.
Yes.
I don't know if I saw that.
Yes, you have.
I remembered it very well, obviously.
So it was kind of like that. And so from walking, I started jogging. And from jogging, I joined a gym, Omni, at the time.
Yeah.
I started doing the kickbox classes there with Billy, and just whatever classes I could do. And it was kind of like a roller coaster. I wasn't really 1,000% committed. So I would be in the gym, be out of the gym. And then I hit a point in my life where I became a single mom, and I had time to just focus in on myself and focus in on what I really want to do with the rest of my life right now. And so working out and getting fit and feeling good in my body again was my ultimate goal. So altogether, throughout, let's say a 5-year span or so, with going back and forth, I've lost 160 pounds.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. 160 pounds. And that's with working out and nutrition. And so a lot of it was self-taught. A lot of it was doing a lot of research. Then when I ultimately started CrossFitting after I lost a bunch of weight, that's when Whole30 was introduced to me. And then when Whole30 was introduced to me, it was a game changer. And that's when everything just completely shredded off. I went from a size 26 to a size 8 in pants, from a size 3X in shirt to a size medium large in top. So huge significant change.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I started my business, first of all, I didn't even know that I was going to do this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was literally from one day to the next. I would, throughout the years that I was doing my journey, I would post everything on Instagram, my workout, videos, my pictures, my before, and all this other kind of stuff. So people were keeping up with me. I would get inboxes and text messages asking me for advice and what they need to do.
Do you think that's because you lost that much weight, or do you think it's because of your consistency? What do you think it was?
I think both.
Really?
Both, yeah.
I think you're an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Even before your business. I mean, just posting and being so transparent, and I think a lot of people follow you because of that.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It just. Well, then people would inbox me and ask me questions, and my friends would, text me, and I would work out with people, and it was just, I didn't know at the time that this was my calling. So I think I worked up into this time right now, and not knowing it. Funny thing is, before I left Sacred, one of the guys that I still know from one of the maintenance guys there, I call him Spaghetti. That's his nickname. That's his nickname. The tall guy. Yeah. He looks Italian, but he's not. But anyway, so back in the transport days, I used to, those used to be my boys. And so I used to think he was Italian, so I'd call him Spaghetti. That was his nickname. And one of the other guys, he used to always eat chicken nuggets from Wendy's, and I used to always call him Chicken Nugget. And so the day that I was leaving Sacred a couple of weeks ago, he came up to my unit and he was like, I thought about something. I was like, what was it? And he said that, remember years ago when you just started naming us by foods? He said that was already when your journey started and you didn't even know it. Like, I just started crying. I was just like, stop right now. Don't do that to me. Yeah. So I just, that just baffled me that he would even, like, I don't know. He came up with his whole cart and everything. He
Put those together.
Put two and two together. It was just, I don't know. I didn't even think about that. So, reasoning for opening this business, and I want to give to the community. I want to give the knowledge that people have been seeking for.
Is it I'm sorry to cut you off. Is it specifically Pensacola that you want to get back to, or do you just want to give to a community as much of
many people as they want, as many people as whoever wants the knowledge, whoever wants the questions. It's not, I'm not just selling my meals. I'm also giving people, the advice that they want. I ask them about their goals, in any way that I can help them and consult them, and lead them in the right direction that I did for myself. And that's just, to me, that makes me feel good to make other people feel good.
Okay.
And I always tell people, like, everybody's body's different. Everybody functions different. Some people can go the fasting way. Some people can't. Some people have to eat 6 meals a day. Some people just, eat when they're hungry. And it's just all trying to figure out what works for you. So, so I just want to be able to give the people as much knowledge that I've gained from self-teaching myself about nutrition. Meal prepping is like the number one thing that I had issues with when I was growing in my weight loss journey.
And I think that's a common struggle with most people is finding the time for all of those meals with specific dietary restrictions. I know Matt's mentioned before, like, weight loss is mostly in the kitchen. And I think that's so true.
It is very much so.
But I think most people really don't know how that looks. I think most people, when they think about weight loss, they think about, like, chicken and broccoli, and that's it. And that's...
I used to think that I used to eat chicken and broccoli all the time, where I could not stare at broccoli when I just would walk by the produce section and I would not even look at broccoli. But there are so many flavors in herbs, in basil, in fresh parsley, in cilantro, in green onions, in minced garlic, in regular onions. There's yellow onions, there's sweet onions, there's red onions.
I love onions. He hates onions.
You can do so much. You can make your food taste so good with those simple herbs, and just putting it all together and making a dish with it. That is what is challenging as far as trying to figure out what tastes good to you.
Yeah.
So most of my
before we go any farther, you own a meal prep company. I don't think we've stated that yet.
Yeah.
So
meal prep company.
And then also, hold on, I gotta change it. 1434.
See, I babble a lot.
No, you're good. You're good.
Am I good? Okay.
I'm putting this damn thing all up in your face.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
You're good. I wanted to be able to hear you. All right, here we go. And so what were we talking about?
I was talking about the seasonings.
Seasonings. Seasonings.
The natural way of cooking foods.
And
making it taste good.
Start it back from there. 3, 2, 1.
So using all different type of natural herbs and just learning what mixes and goes together can definitely be a challenge. It was a challenge for me in the beginning. That's why all I ate was chicken and broccoli or fish and broccoli. And I didn't know that green beans had wonderful, nutrients and like cauliflower, sugar snap peas.
Right.
You know, it's just, and I love the green vegetables. Bok choy. I had never cooked with bok choy until several months ago. So I really got into like just reading and learning recipes, looking up recipes. I went to a restaurant called True Foods in Atlanta. Absolutely amazing food. It's at that mall that in Buckhead, right there in that mall area. But it's natural food, and so I bought his cookbook, and that's when I just started my meal prep business. Yes.
Okay, so this was before you started your meal prep business?
I just started it.
Okay.
When I just started it, when I just came out with all the ideas, and I hit my husband with, well, our lives are about to change right now, like the second. We were driving back from Biloxi from visiting his aunt, and that's when I was just like, yes, I'm doing this. Because one of my friends, Heather, she had inboxed me and asked me about some things that she could eat because has some, some health issues and whatnot, what she can and what she can't eat, what she should avoid. And so I gave her the advice, and she was like, you need to open your own business. You need to do a meal prep business. You know so much, you've grown so much. You need to share these type of things with other people that are struggling. And so I was like, okay. And that was it.
So it was just a decision.
It was just literally a decision I made, something that has been kind of just every now and then it comes to me like, no, I'm not going to be good enough to do it. You know, you feel like sometimes like you feel like you're not good enough to do something absolutely fantastic. So I think, I don't know what it was about our conversation, but it just made me just go for it. I'm just like, okay.
That's awesome.
And Alvin was like, well, what is this going to do for us? What is this going to do for our family, the time, the baby, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting pounded with all these questions. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Just figure it out as you go.
So figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
So what do you think the toughest, and you're still, I mean, you have regular clients. I mean, you're finishing your website here pretty soon. By the time this is aired, it'll probably be up. You're still in like the infancy phase of it, but you're 90 to nothing. But so far, what has been the toughest part of starting a business?
Man. There's a lot of tough points, but I think it's more of getting your people on board, helping them kind of see like what you see, your vision. You know, everybody has their own vision and what they like to do. Like my husband, he loves bodybuilding. He wants to get back on stage. He wants to try to do everything he possibly can. So getting him and our people around us to see and understand my vision has been the toughest thing ever. And people are more like seeing, I won't believe it until I see it. Other than the Bible. Everybody believes what the Bible says, which is good, but they don't see what happened in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, they weren't there for it. So, but you're here to, you know what I mean? Like my vision. So believe in my vision. If you believe in something you've never seen or you don't really know of other than what you feel inside, you have faith in that. Why don't you have faith in me? Like just try to see my vision.
So you've had to become, well, you haven't tried to be. I mean, you have become a lone wolf. You have been in the dark, and you have been doing this by yourself, even with the closest people around you, not really understanding it or not seeing the vision. Has that made it tougher, or has that made it easier? For some people, it pushes them to not have the people around them support them. For some people, it makes them crumble.
I have my days. Now, the fact that things are starting to happen and I'm starting to, keep clientele and, people are seeing with their eyes that things are going really, really great as far as my page and my followers and people reaching out and things that I'm doing with the community now, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes. People are starting to be like, okay, this is what's up.
Okay.
So that I think has been my hardest. It's literally you feel empty sometimes. Like there's some days where just like, man, especially with my family not here. Like my siblings, they live all overseas. My sister called me the other day and she was like, if I could just be there to help you, that's what I need. Like I need my family. I need my people around me. My closest friends have been a huge support system. It's, with, encouraging me and telling me that I'm good. My girlfriend, Bonnie, she's always, anytime, like today I had a rough patch. It's like she knows when I'm having a rough patch. She'll text me and be like, hey girl, I believe in you. I love you. Everything's going to be okay. I'm like, how did she know? So it's like the vibes that I have with my girlfriends, like I am super grateful for them. Literally every single one of them. But I miss my family, especially around this time. I have 8 other siblings. And so it's like, dang, and my dream back in the day was always to open my own German restaurant.
Okay. Because you're German.
I
and
am.
What else are you? Are you
German?
Just German. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pure German.
Okay.
And so that was always like my dream back in the days to have my own German restaurant. And so that would be like really, really tight around this area. Like, because there's no like European cuisine.
You'd be niche down for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and so what is like in your head, what is Clean Foods Kitchen going to be? Like, what is the grandiose, biggest thing you could dream of? Like at night when you're about to fall asleep, what's the biggest thing you can think for it?
Well, I want to be able to continue to help others with their nutrition. I want to be able to I have actually a couple of clients that have lost weight in inches and they feel absolutely fantastic. There's one client, she's stuck with me since day one and she's still with me. I love that child. We actually became friends. We have game nights with our girls now and all that good stuff. And she has lost 6 inches around her waist. She feels and looks fantastic. I have a couple of clients that had diabetes background and their sugars are regulated. There's one that doesn't even take her insulin, doesn't even need her insulin anymore.
Wow.
And it's just, I would like to continue to preach about how nutrition is our medicine today. We don't need Tums to cure our heartburn or our belly ache. You can use your lemon and your lime, squeeze it in your mouth, you swallow it, and that kills it. It soothes it.
Right.
So I want to be able to give people that, like, the knowledge.
You want to educate people?
I want to educate people. Yeah. What people have to pay extra for. You don't have to pay extra with me.
Yeah.
That comes with everything. Like me meal prepping for you. I'm not just going to hand you your meals. Like, here you go. Heat it up for 3 to 4 minutes and you're good to go.
Right.
Like when I go to my client's house, especially new clients, I stand there and I talk to them and, I let them know like what they need to do, especially with the guy we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which is pretty dope.
Well, and I'll tell you that, we've both had your food. And
that was my starting food. The stuff that I just brought y'all.
Well, and that's crazy because,
grown.
it was so good.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to try what you brought
Okay,
because,
cool.
I mean, Matt and I both said that, you could feel the love in your food. You can literally taste the love.
The first like words that popped in my head was I could feel the care that went into this food. You can definitely tell like there's care in it.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
That's impressive. That's really impressive, especially to hear from multiple people.
Yeah.
You're doing something right for sure.
Yeah. And then to add the vision, I literally before I go to sleep, I say a little prayer to the man above that he will grant my wish for my little building. That's all I want.
Okay. So you want an actual storefront?
Oh yes, absolutely. I absolutely want an actual storefront. It doesn't even have to be something big. It could be the size of this with a nice big kitchen where people can come in and pick up, or even if I can have a drive-through, that would be super awesome.
That would be rad.
Because people, especially nurses, you get off at night or late in the evening or early in the morning, like, oh God, I don't want to stop at McDonald's, but I want something quick.
Yeah.
So come to Clean Foods Kitchen and grab your meal.
If you ever create a drive-through clean eating establishment,
Matt will be there all day, every day.
I actually looked at Captain D's on Highway 29, but it just wasn't time yet. I was still fresh in the game.
Yeah.
It was just a vision that I had, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, this would be super, super dope. And that's where I was like, we need one of those because I researched it. We don't have it.
Yeah.
We don't have it. And then there was a place by George's one time. It was like a chicken place. Do you know what George's on 9th Avenue? That was a small, long little thing. It had a drive-thru. I thought this would be super perfect. But the people that are in there won't leave.
Jeez.
They've been there for years now, which is good. It's awesome. But that would be perfect too.
Yeah. Well, don't lose that vision.
Yeah,
it's not out of this world to think that, not that long from now that you could have that as a reality.
Yeah.
And my
that's awesome.
daughter, Amina, she is infatuated with the fact that I am doing this. Like she thinks it's super, super cool. Like I was talking about earlier, one of my clients is a retired NFL football player. And she met him and she's just like, oh my God, Mommy, when you get old, make sure that you give me your business so I can take care of people like him.
Wow.
And blah, blah, blah. So it's really like, it's been really cool. And she wants to help cut stuff and she wants to help but deliver. So at some people's houses that I know, I'll text them like, hey, Amina's going to bring you your food. Like Mel, when I used to deliver to the hospital to him, she would bring up the food to him.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
And they'll tip her. It's like the cutest thing ever. I'm like, stop.
You're changing the way she looks at the world
Yes.
That's big.
and what she can do.
And that's all that matters to me is my children. I want them to look at me as, in German it's called Vorbild, but I want them to look at a role model. I would like to be a role model for them. And being a CNA for so many years was not being a role model. I felt I was drowning in my career. I was just like,
Because healthcare was the route you were headed. That was the route you were headed.
and I went to nursing school 3 times and every time I just didn't go through with it. And I guess this is why it wasn't my calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to rush something and fit in because, as a CNA, you get looked at differently, than a nurse or the doctor. Like nurses probably feel the same way about nurse practitioners or doctors or whatever. It's like literally like
There's that hierarchy piece.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just to continue to feel that way as a grown person, knowing that I have more potential, it just was just like, okay, I'll go to nursing school so I can fit in or, be with the people. It was just weird. I don't know. But it wasn't my calling.
Sounds like you listened.
Yeah.
Sounds like you really listened.
Absolutely.
Well, and I think what's interesting is that, you're in office or whatever, I think you're impacting healthcare even more now in the proactive side versus the reactive side.
Yep.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
Awesome.
Because food is our medicine.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yes,
you.
it is.
You have a headache, go lay down, close your eyes, wake up, go eat something. You don't have to, unless you have like real migraine issues. I'm not saying don't take your medicine, but there are other ways.
Well, like this podcast and, what MattLaneFitness is, it's it's always been about behavior change and proactiveness. And that's one of the biggest reasons that we wanted to have you on, was because what you're doing is completely out of left field to most people. Like a meal prep service is completely, it's popular in other big cities and stuff like that. And there are a few companies here in Pensacola, but it's still an anomaly. Mm-hmm. If you tell somebody, hey, why don't you think about start buying a meal prep service? They look at you like you have 3 heads. But I talk about on all of our videos and all of our content about how meal prepping and nutrition is just so key. And it just, you're doing it in an incredible way. I just couldn't be any more happy for you. And to tie that all back around, I was going to say that, this podcast is about, implementing behavior change. And like, that's what I kept seeing with you, is like, there was just a switch in this behavior. And I think it was a long time coming of, not for whatever reason, healthcare not working. And then now to this proactive piece, to even your behavior with your business of selling this food. Around that, you're wanting to educate. There's more to that. Mm-hmm. So I just think it's fantastic what you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a blessing in disguise. It's driving me to do more things as far as nutrition goes. I've been thinking about getting my provision nutrition license. I even told Alvin I want to go to culinary art school. He's like, whoa.
But you
Slow
could.
down.
But you
Yeah.
I
could.
could.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of culinary arts, I was offered by Pensacola Cook's Kitchen, where I will be starting to utilize their kitchen when I come back from Canada.
Awesome.
I was offered to start cooking classes for the public in January.
Holy crap.
awesome.
Which
Wow.
is super, super dope. I cannot wait.
Where's that going to be?
At Cook's Kitchen, Pensacola
At Cook's Kitchen. Okay.
Yep, they have their own cooking lessons. They do like a huge food truck festival where all the food trucks just park in their parking spot, and it's a huge thing. And I love Miss Jackie. She is the head over there. She has helped me with so much. I mean, questions where you would be like, I would hope you knew the answer to that.
There's a lot of licensing, a lot
Exactly.
of FDA regulations.
Yes. And she has helped me with every single one. She's taken the time out of her day to meet up with me, to sit in front of the laptop and be like, for the kindergartners, here we go.
Yeah.
This is click here, this is click there. And now she's going into this, I'm like, I could have did this myself. But it's just sometimes you're scared. Like, dang,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
filing taxes for your business, that's a scary thing.
Yes, it is.
Like, and it's like, dang, this is real. I actually got my certificates the day before yesterday because I got checked off by the Food Department of Agriculture.
Very nice.
I finally got my certificates yesterday. I'm like, this is so real. Got like tingly all in my body.
Real responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yes. So I really appreciate Pensacola Cook's Kitchen, Miss Jackie, and them just hooking me up and helping me out. My girl Kat, who's my graphic designer, she's helping me with my website. She actually just helped me complete. She did most of the work. She guided me. We were both on our laptops, and she was explaining to me how to do everything. So she just helped me with a order form template through Google, which is going to make ordering for my clients so much easier, because until today, I'm actually going to broadcast it tonight.
Oh, okay.
So for the next ordering cycle, they can start using that. But they had to go on my website and make sure they kept up to date with what, I had going on weekly and whatnot. And all I have to do with this is copy, paste, here you go, and then email my clients their order form. And all they have to do is pick, submit, and it shoots me an email.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You're getting your systems in place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely amazing. She's working on my website now. And she's also going to help me with my own graphic design.
Very nice.
Amina, I actually asked her to start drawing me some ideas because she's a real good
awesome.
artist.
Very
and when you
cool.
came over, you saw all those painting and stuff like
Yeah.
that on the wall. Yeah, I'm very proud of her artistic side. So she drew some things yesterday that just made me laugh out loud. But yeah, Cat Case is her name, and she's on Facebook, CAT and then CASE. She's absolutely awesome. She will take the time, and she'll be on the phone with you. She will sit in front of the laptop with you in person. She will make sure she gets you taken care of. She has a lot of heart. Very namaste.
Namaste.
I really, really like her a lot.
She's helped you a lot.
She has, like, seriously, she really has. And it's funny because she started off as a client and she told me that, man, I really want to continue to order your food, but this is like, it's a lot of like everywhere. It's all over the place. Your food and your instructions online, on Facebook, and da-da-da-da-da. She said, I want to help you get all that taken care of and all that situated. So I didn't believe it. I was like, okay, just another one that's going to say I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you've learned that, have you?
I learned that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, anyways. And then she texted me like, open this. And I'm like,
Very
open,
nice.
and it's like a template. I'm like, she's really doing this.
I'll tell you also, that's a very difficult thing to find, is someone that's going to follow through with the word.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you real quickly, like, I will write you off real quick if you can't at least just stay true to your word. Like, that's something that'll burn the bridge with me.
Yep.
So I understand where you're coming from with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, I know. And I understand that people have their own lives and they don't have time and whatever, but
Keep your mouth shut if
yeah,
you're not going to follow through.
I try not to
Then
say.
don't offer.
Yeah.
I try not to say things that I'm not going to follow through with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate her, like, so much. She's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think just something that you said earlier just kind of sparked, the bulk of our content is teaching people how to meal prep and do their own thing and, do it on their own. And not everybody fits in that category.
No.
There's no one template for nutrition, for health, for behavior change. And, you know, whatever it takes, that's your road. You know, everyone's road is different. So like where we focus on doing your own meal prepping, if that's just not feasible, there's other options out there. So I think that was the point I was trying to get at. Sorry,
No, I totally
kind
agree.
of got lost in the weeds there for a second.
okay.
But
No, I
that's
totally agree.
that's my point is, like, you know, everyone's road is different. And if you're not a good cook or you really just don't have the time, there's always other options that can't be your excuse.
Well, and also, like, I know that a lot of people's complaint is, well, a meal prep service is too expensive. But then you also don't make the time to make your own food, which it can also be inexpensive.
Very cheaper than going to fast food restaurants.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And then, so I'll meet you halfway, listener. Then supplement with that. Like, supplement with Clean Foods Kitchen. You don't have to buy every single meal. And then getting yourself into that rhythm. So if you're in Pensacola and you got excuses, you don't have any anymore.
Well, and here's the other thing. If you truly feel like paying for a meal prep service is too expensive, what I have to say about that is that you're going to pay for it now or you're going to pay for it later.
There you go.
Exactly.
Absolutely. With
That's like-
coronary artery
Yeah.
disease and
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
all of
and-
the health problems that come from it.
Yeah, and
And I used to eat like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I used to eat
we
like
all
that.
have.
Yeah.
Southern fried. I used to
Mm-hmm.
make collard greens and pork chops and you name it, fried chicken. I used to make the fried ranch style chicken.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Good.
Yeah.
Tastes good, but it's not good for your
Yeah.
arteries.
Well, and what we found is that the things that we used to just absolutely crave and love, it's been so long since we've eaten them. Now we have a craving, so we eat it and we're like, oh my gosh, we feel so terrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then to think about, well, that used to be our baseline. That used to be how we felt all the time. How
Yeah.
did we get anything done when we felt so sluggish?
And I think once you can get into that rhythm of that quote unquote clean eating, like, I think a lot of people look at fitness people or people that are just in shape or healthy. I think they look at them like they're an anomaly. They're like, how do you do that? I just don't get it. Honestly, it's just consistently eating some good food, you know, and then every now and then eating whatever you want. But like, that's the big secret. I mean,
Cook,
you know,
cook your food naturally with natural seasonings.
Yeah.
Watch your seasonings. I preach this so often to so many people. I've had several clients call me back and be like, I have one seasoning left. I was like, yeah, okay. So you read through everything. So, yeah, there's a lot of hidden stuff in seasonings. Believe it or not, there's a ton of sugar and cake stuff to keep it all together, which
emulsifiers and whatnot.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but my menu, if
Yeah.
you wanted me to
Yeah,
talk a little bit about
absolutely.
my menu. So I have about 43 items on
Jesus.
my menu. Yeah, I
Wow.
know, right? I just added a dessert menu.
Good God. 43?
43 items. That includes my vegan menu, my low carb menu, my premium menu, my breakfast, and I have some infused waters.
What is a premium menu?
My premium menu is like organic peanut butter chicken,
Okay.
coconut mango, pineapple express, jerkin chicken.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So like extra hippie food. Got it.
Extra, yeah. So that extra like tangy, you know,
Yeah.
that gives you that kick. And
Oh,
then
okay. So you mean like flavors.
flavors.
Okay,
yeah.
got it, got
Well,
it.
all my other stuff has flavors, but like the peanut butter chicken obviously has peanut butter in it, and the mango coconut has mangoes and coconut in
Okay.
it. So it's a little bit more. Hey.
Okay. Got
and
it.
so my my low carb meals, I have about 8 of those.
Okay.
I have about 8 vegan meals.
Okay.
And they're absolutely fantastic. And so with the vegan meals, like for instance, the Moroccan flair, there's couscous in there.
Okay.
So and couscous can get really dry after a while. Unless you sauce it up. So I use a lemon lime organic honey drizzle that I make myself with organic honey and lemons and limes, and I
Okay.
drizzle it over the couscous. And so when you heat it up, it's just so good. Let me tell you.
So I feel like you have more authority here. Is it couscous or couscous?
Okay, so I've always said couscous. Now, when I was living overseas, when we went to eat Mediterranean, it was couscous.
I mean, I could be wrong.
It may be couscous.
I've always heard
American.
Yeah, you would expect an American to be like, actually, this is how you say a foreign word.
But couscous is how I've always said it. Well, that's so funny. Couscous. I like it. I like that.
I'm going to hit you with a heavy question.
Okay.
What is your definition? I feel like everybody has their own definition of this. What is your definition of happiness?
Going for it. If you don't go for it, if you don't do what you want to do in life, let me tell you, is so freaking short. We can drop dead right now. And what have we done? If we drop dead right now and your spirits were able to come back and stand over your body and be like, did you actually do what you wanted to do in life? And you're like, yes. So then you fulfilled your life. That to me is everything. Wow. And I learned that just this year. Just in July, when I started this journey, I said I should have did this a long time ago. But then again, a long time ago, was I strong enough to do this?
Yeah, you hadn't laid the foundation yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like Spaghetti said, I was already talking about it when I was naming them after foods.
I love your answer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think... So for the person who has no idea where to start, which I think is a lot of people, you started with self-education. You didn't go to culinary art school, but now you own a food prep business. You, you're an authority in your own right because of self-education. You just started somewhere, even if it was dancing under the boardwalk. Getting free Zumba lessons.
Awesome.
And I think that's so important for people out there that are so lost, because I think you can get so bogged down in all the information that you can find online and all the other authorities of you have to do all these 52 steps to be healthy or be fit.
It's a headache.
Yeah, and it's so overwhelming. I think people have the inspiration, start, and just get overwhelmed just thinking about it and just never start. So I think that's so important to realize that the way that you've gotten to be an authority on all the things that you talk about is self-education and living through it.
That's it. Reading your labels. If you don't, I always say if the ingredients is a mile long, like on cereal, why would you put that in your body?
Yeah.
Why would you eat that? It's like drinking Coca-Cola. If it literally kills the gunk on a battery.
Yeah.
So it's like things, common sense. I used to do it. I used to drink Sprite and Coke all the time until I started educating myself. Until you come to that point in your life where you really want change,
there you go.
You will take the time to self-educate yourself. You don't have to do all these fab diets, this Atkins and keto and whatever else is out there. You don't have to follow any of that. Just follow the natural way. Just go to the farmer's market on Saturdays and go buy some fresh herbs and start experimenting with that. Google some great recipes, make it your own. Take out the brown sugar and the maple syrup and replace it with stevia or monk fruit if you have to have that, or use a little bit of organic honey. A little bit of organic honey goes a long way. Yeah. Let me tell you. And it makes your food taste good with all the other herbs together. That's it. Self-education is literally the way to go. And some people that don't feel like they have the mindset, or they don't feel like they want to, or they don't have enough drive to self-educate, there's people like me out there. I always answer my text messages.
So reach out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Reach out. And if there's something like, people, when you give advice to people, they're going to go check and make sure that you're correct now in day and age, because they're not going to believe a thing you say. Same thing with the seasonings, for instance, or the cereal. Good example. My daughter, she was infatuated with like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and blah, blah, blah. And so until I, let her know what trisodium phosphate is. It's a chemical that my husband works with to keep the chemicals from going bad, to keep them, it's a terrible thing they put in cereal. Yeah. And so, and all she eats now is regular Cheerios or honey, or what are those wheat thins?
Wheat thins.
Wheat thins.
Yeah. Shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat. Yeah, shredded wheat thins or something like that. Because those are the only two healthiest cereals that, they have out there.
Least amount of stuff in it.
But she would literally, if she sees a box that she wants, she'll turn it around. Nope. Try sodium phosphate.
That's
and
really
she puts
good.
it back.
That's really
Same
good.
thing with oatmeal. Like the organic oatmeal and then the Great Value organic oatmeal. There's 2 differences between the Quaker and the organic Great Value. There's crap in the organic Great Value where there in the Quaker one is more quality.
Yeah.
So
And that's marketing for you right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yep.
So reach out. Absolutely reach out. Like I said, I don't leave any of my clients in the dark.
So basically, don't have excuses, because you have, and you're still, like, I mean, you said even this morning, you're still running into tough times or walls that I mean, what if somebody said to you, well, I don't know how to do that? Like, what would your answer be back?
Okay, well, if somebody says, I don't know how to do that, I have offered somebody to come watch me cook. I had several clients come watch me cook while they were picking up their meals, and they would stay and they would be like, oh, okay, so this is what you do and this is how much you use. Or 9 times out of 10, I'll tell them to call me if they have like a question where they don't know the answer to, because I'd rather talk to them and let them hear my voice than over text, because you can get the wrong impression through text message.
Yeah.
Or, I want them to feel that I'm really, really mean, that I want to help you out and get you on the right path. So, yeah.
I like it. You gonna hit her with your question?
Oh, I guess I got into the conversation.
Guys, I'm still trying to train Jenna to ask these questions. Go ahead. Go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
I'm already trained.
Oh, booyah. Ding,
ahead.
ding, 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 ding. Round 1.
That's right. Is there anything from your journey, your whole journey, that you would go back and change? Or if not, something that you would tell yourself, your past self, along your journey?
I would probably not change anything, because if I would have changed anything, I probably wouldn't have grown to where I am today.
No, I love that. I think that's a beautiful answer.
And if I did have to go back and tell myself something, I would have told myself to not stop, like to stop going back and forth, to continue to push until I get to my goal, probably quicker.
What do you mean stopping?
Like, don't stop. Because I was going through the wave, I would go back into that hole. And
It would get tough, and then you would stop.
Yeah,
Jenna's talked about this in the past. You know, when things. What was your quote? What did you say? When things get, stop quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Stop quitting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like
it
that.
It has a lot to do with, you run into depressions. You as a woman, your self-confidence can be torn, even as a man. We don't know what goes on in men's heads,
Yeah.
We only
I don't
know
think
what goes
they do
on.
either.
It's
I can turn your mic off, Jenna.
So it's you go through a lot of depression phases, you go through a lot of anxiety. It's definitely a ride, let me tell you, but it's not one that I would have changed anything. I would have literally done it all the way I did it.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah, for sure. And I had a baby 7 months ago, so I'm still trying to get back down.
You look amazing.
Well, thank you. I'm in that non-comfortable phase right now where I'm trying to tighten everything back, or your skin is not, it's that baby weight, and I'm starting to feel like but I have to remind myself, I'll get there again.
It's a journey.
Well, it is. Yeah.
Your,
and then
your
the time,
body made a baby.
I know it.
Made another human.
Everyone tells me that.
Yeah.
And then I feel like if I had the time to work out daily like I used to, it would drop off faster. Obviously, of course, because nutrition and exercise is, first nutrition, then exercise.
Right.
I wish I had the time to go back and start working out every single day. My baby's in a phase right now where she doesn't want to be put down. So when I put her in the daycare at the Y or at Pensacola Fitness, whenever I do go, she screams bloody murder, and they're like, take your child.
Could you do stuff at home?
I could, yeah, but it's her getting in the way.
Got it.
It would be her pulling on my leg and crying. And
I'm sitting over here trying to like tell you what to do, not
No,
being a
you're
parent.
good. No,
like
hey.
I want to get you one of those backpack things for the baby. You know, throw the baby in the backpack and do some push-ups.
Oh my God, yeah. I was doing crunches, sitting up and down, and I had her like this, and she literally just like spat up on my eye. I'm just like,
Yeah, you see in my head, I'm like, yeah, just get a little
you
backpack.
see all
It's
these
that easy.
videos of all these pretty girls like doing their exercises with their babies, and like, yeah, this is definitely not going to work for me.
No. Well, and I think that's important too, that health and wellness doesn't always look the same in different seasons of your life.
Yeah.
And right now, you just don't have it with starting a business and having a new baby. You just don't have the time to carve out for that, but you're carving out the time for your nutrition.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to remember.
That's your
is
piece.
Is that health and wellness doesn't always look like broccoli and chicken and 3 hours at the gym every day.
Yeah.
It's because that's not really sustainable health and wellness either.
It is
but-
not, because your body, first of all, needs rest too.
Yes.
In between all that, to even form into a shape that you actually want. So that's another like.
Yep. And you're crushing your goals, even not going to
Yeah.
the gym all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a journey.
And I
It's a
love my
journey.
food, like not to, be like, I'm all that in a bag of chips, but I really love my food. Like I love my food. My pool buffalo chicken is like my fave, and then my peanut butter chicken. I love it. It's so good.
Speaking of your actual food, plug all of your stuff right now, and then it's all, guys. It's also going to be in the description, and the YouTube description, the iTunes, whatever description. If you're listening or watching, it's there. But yeah, hit them with your website and your everything.
My website is actually in the making right now, currently with my graphic designer. But I can be found on Facebook at Clean Foods. So it's foods with a Z, not an S. So I'm gonna spell it for you. It's CLEAN space FOODZ, and just search me in the search tab on Facebook, and my number is on there. You can message me anytime. If you have questions, if you want to try my food because you're not sure, come by the house. I'll cook for you. On my meal prep days, you can have something to eat. I absolutely don't mind. My dessert menu is fat bombs. So for all you keto fans out there that are doing low carb, I came up with these fat bombs because people have been asking me about these fat bombs, and I actually like them.
And
They're actually really good.
And you deliver pretty.
I do. I deliver on Sundays.
To how far? To where?
So most of my clients live in the Cantonment area.
Okay.
So that works out really, really good. Now it is only locally in Pensacola right now.
There you go.
I have some Milton and Pace girls that meet me at a designated meeting spot. So every Sunday is delivery. And then I have grab and goes that I make. I try to make at least 100 of them. And so they are always ready for pickup. Just call me and let me know, and I'll let you know where you can pick them up. I'll also have several grab and go locations coming up soon. I'm currently working on that right now.
I like that.
So Sundays, when it'll either be Saturday or Sunday, where you can go in and just grab your order and then go home and be about your day.
I like it.
And so then Cook's Kitchen, I will have the cooking classes in January. I'll be coming out with those dates pretty soon, once I come back from my Canada trip.
Two things. Do you want to tell them what your actual website will be? Because by the time this is up, your website is probably going to be up.
Yeah, I could be found on CleanFoodzKitchen.com.
Cool.
It's foods with a Z, not an S. The reason why I chose the Z is because my name is spelled unique and it has a Z in it. So it's pronounced Francisca instead of Francesca, but in English it's pronounced Francesca, but it's spelled Francisca.
Okay.
So that's why I use the Z
I like
instead
that.
of the S. You know what I'm saying?
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
And I have a new slogan. Actually, this amazing, beautiful queen actually helped me pick it, and it's called Clean. It's called it's Clean Foods Kitchen. Eat enthusiastic clean.
I like it.
Yeah, let that sink in.
Right on.
Instead of eat enthusiastically.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, awesome.
That's really cool.
We're very excited for you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming on and sharing like why. Because for maybe a month, I started my own little meal prep business. It did not even get off the ground because of how much work went into it.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, I had only a handful of people that I was cooking for. And when I did the first cook, I was like, I'm going to deliver this food, but this is going to be the last time, because I knew I was not ready. So I commend you, and I didn't even get anywhere near where you're at. And I know the amount of work that it just took in that first little batch. So congratulations.
Thank you. And especially, you know, being a wife, being a mom of a newborn and a mom of a preteen, it's a lot, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a lot, but I have a vision and I'm following it, and I'm so freaking excited about it. Like I can't express it. It just makes me happy. Even though I have those days where I sit on my couch and I stare out the window, I'm like, oh my God, it's a lot, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And I am so excited for my future people that I can hire to help me with delivery and meal prep. I'm so excited.
You just radiate that excitement and that joy. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Well, good for you. Thank you for coming on. Guys, go get yourself some food if you're in the Pensacola, Milton, Gulf Breeze area.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a meeting point for my Gulf Breeze people
Very
too.
nice. Go get yourself some food. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. And thank you for all of your like suggestions and your help in the beginning. Like you literally helped me like get off the ground. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do this.
I'm glad I can help. I'm glad I can help in any way.
Absolutely. You've been super dope. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
You got anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, guys.
Kind of get in the flow of it now. Like, let's talk now. Before I was like, now I'm good.
You did great. You did great.
Thank you.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.
This has been the Better Than Yesterday Everyday Podcast. We want to thank you for listening and invite you to subscribe to the show as well. And follow Matt Lane Fitness on YouTube. Until next time, you don't have to be perfect. Just be better than yesterday every day.